chance of dying.
Still limited lockdown. I mean, they've got some, like theoretically hookshot into Cogs push, the Beastmaster roar, but it's not like they've got hard counters to the Storm with their draft at this current stage.
Yeah, they definitely have disables, but none of the, the instantaneous ones, which you really want for a Storm.
Alrighty, well, last bans and picks coming up now.
Oh, how about this? You do 5 Venge, and you go mid-Lion.
Dire team back.
Probably not going to see it, but you know what?
Yeah, I mean,
it's a fun idea.
Mid-Lions receive some serious buffs.
You get 75 damage, you get 200 finger damage, you get some AoE Hex or 1000 Earth Spike range.
500 health? Jeez, I'm all aboard the mid-line train. We'll maybe get a bit roamed on by the Eng, and also countered by the Silencer, unfortunately. They banned Viper instead, for now. OpTic, they're not scared of that mid-line, or they just don't know about it.
They don't know about it. No one knows about it.
Yeah.
Even I don't know about it, I just want to see it.
Yeah. What's the chances of a level 1 Roche here for Leviathan? What odds do you put on that?
Probably like 0.1.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to happen.
I would say less than 1% sounds fine. It's probably not going to happen, but I'm like, Venge Ursa?
They can do it.
He gets he could get his aura or something.
The problem with it is, like, if it fails, you are so done with the game.
You can Beastmaster with level 1 aura. What are you doing? What are you doing with Dota at that point?
Well, they're taking their time. They're gonna get rid of Necro. So now we either see another support or a mid laner.
Yeah, OpTic seem to think it's a mid laner coming as they ban Viper. See what they turn towards if that is the case. Those kind of mid carries that don't care about global silence and can push, like you mentioned, get heroes that synergize with the Beastmaster Venge. So
I can't even think of anything.
The Shadowfiend got a lot of buffs. Is he back?
Huh?
Viper.
That's actually not that bad. I can get on board with that.
And you want something with to say like the Dragon Knight maybe, so then at least you have a stun for Storm. Perhaps Dragon Knights works fine. That's maybe where I would go. It's kind of very vanilla, very boring, but Quap? Huh.
I don't really like this pick too much. I feel like there's just a lot to deal with it right now.
A lot of silences.
You have a Night Stalker, you have a Storm Spirit, you have a Silencer. This is not an easy Queen of Pain game. Well, and there's still one more pick.
Yep. And Quap's talent changes made her maybe a little bit worse, would you say? You get the spell Lifesteal at level 20, but it's only 30%.
Oh, they picked a Luna.
Ooh. Actually, the level 25 free Lincolns is kind of nice on Quap. You get the 20-second cooldown spell block.
But the fear.
The screen pain 1.5 seconds fear, yeah. That's the worst. You see, it gets level 25 and you have some here that has like 2 really cool sounding ones. You're just like, man, which do I want this game?
I'm pretty sure the spell block sounds a lot more useful, but I'm also curious to see what the fear looks like.
Depends what you're against, you know. Against like a bat, sure, but if you're against a silencer, it's not going to help you.
It's true. Because the fear, all fear mechanics in this game are so annoying to deal with. Have you played against the new Dark Willow, or is it Dark Willow?
I have not played against it, but I've seen it in...
That fear is so annoying, and it's the same as when Lone Druid got the change to his fear talent.
Yep.
It's just so annoying to deal with.
And once people realized how powerful it was in like an offensive way as a disable, it was quickly like, oh wait, this is actually a lot better than we thought. You gank a hero, you don't have enough chains, and no, that is a stun.
It is a stun, yeah.
Yeah. It's not just a defensive tool, as some people kind of initially used it as, so...
Oh, by the way, it is a core Enchantress.
Offlane Enchantress for Zai, okay.
It's been a while, but...
So putting the Misery Night Stalker then, so... Will be Enchantress up against what? What hero is going to be in the safe lane? I think it's
Ursa. That's probably why they picked Ursa to begin with.
Yeah,
he's one of the better cores against her.
Venge Ursa kind of laning together there, since it will be a 5-position bench. Interesting. Nushu, I'm going to be playing that Clockwork. So here we go. Hop ourselves into game number 2. OpTic up 1-0. As they have gone for a Pycat Luna. Here he likes to play a lot, I feel like when he was on Na'Vi, I saw him often fall back on the Luna. And definitely a comfort hero for him. I'm liking this. I feel like a lot of these level 1 5-man smokes, without being able to TP to lanes anymore, it seems a lot more powerful to smoke to lanes because you never know where your opponents are anymore because you can't get down wards. And you also need a smoke to get down those wards.
Yeah. It is a very interesting change to the early game. That's why I feel like early game drafting, or drafting for the early game, is so much more important.
Even drafting for the level 1 fight that often happens may become more of a thing. Like getting these heroes are obviously good, but also maybe excel at level 1. Like we saw last game with the Winter Wyvern, the Earth Spirit. Very strong level 1 heroes. Misery trying to pop a smoke here, has boots first. Does have terrible vision though, because he's a Night Stalker, so probably not the best hero to break a smoke with.
Probably just walking around. It seems like they know what's up. They're going to make a guess here. They're going to put Zai in the safe lane. They don't want to lane the Enchantress against the Ursa.
Feels like there is going to be a lot more guesswork that goes into these level 1 smokes and moves. A lot of mind games, because you can't. It's impossible to get that info. In the past, you would TP, put down a ward, gather info based on what you saw. Now you're playing with a very blind map from the get-go. But
ooh, is Garter going for double rune? He is getting double rune.
Double rune, then TP. TP's to the tier.
Oh, but this is. I wonder if this is worth it, because he's going to get a much worse block.
We'll find out. It is against a Storm, so a matchup that should be pretty good for Quap for the most part. But yeah, the block not favoring him. Perhaps needed that support to do so. The Krieg camping back. Not going to bring it out. Yeah, as we do see the Clock and Luna. Clock just delaying the Luna's arrival in this bottom lane. But yeah, you mentioned the block in this mid lane, and it does not favor Garter at all.
Looks like the lane matchup for OpTic is what they're looking for. PPT going to get gone on here, but not going to be able to do too much with this.
They're TPing down there, Luna. They've got the tri-lane down bottom now. Will BSJ respond and go top is perhaps the question here. They have got TPs on the Leviathan side if they want to swap it up themselves. Meanwhile, OpTic only have a TP on the Luna. They're just going to go in and fight. BSJ didn't get the clap off here. The Cogs not going to surround anyone, and actually Leviathan with a 3-man curse kind of have to back off and not use too many spells. Very strong arcane curse at level 1, catching all 3.
He's getting so much value out of every arcane curse right now. I think that's first one was 2 people hit, and then now it's a 3 people hit. Yep. It looks like Leviathan are going to be able to stay here in this lane.
And even getting value out of that clarity here. Top lane Monkeys trying to fight Zai, but the Orb of Venom on Zai, he may get this kill. He's got a lot of movement speed, 340 movement speed, and he's going to look to chase down the Beastmaster. Doesn't commit any further. Beastmaster did have a salve and trees to juke around. Tough lane for Monkeys.
Looks like once again CCNC going to be leading the way a bit in this mid lane CS battle. 12-2 versus 8-1. So far, I mean, OpTic seems to have everything that they want out of this laning phase.
Yeah, we're seeing CCNC just showing his prowess as a mid laner. I really feel like, I mean, the Viper matchup last game didn't feel like, versus Medusa, didn't really feel like Medusa should have won the lane as hard as she did, but definitely some individual skill coming in. Bottom lane, PPD has been initiated on and cogsed up. Looks like we should be witnessing a first blood here as Leviathan secure the kill. Support caught out of position.
Gotta be a little careful down here. I think they are kind of expecting to win this lane matchup, but give up too many kills, and all of a sudden, if that plan goes out the window, you're at like a huge disadvantage.
Yep. And then often you'll see these, like the Night Stalker roaming around trying to pick up bounty runes. Anytime Leviathan can find themselves in a 3v2, or with Night Stalker not there, the Silencer is very squishy and easy to go on. PPD stunned up again in this bottom lane here, but the Cogs pull from Nusham not going to catch up to him. Definitely a dangerous scenario. Top lane Monkeys is fighting it up with Zai. We'll see Monkeys forced to TP out. Not going to win that fight. And the stolen boar from Zai.
Bottom lane again, though.
Yeah, they've called PPD for a second time. They managed to get a double kill out of this. Misery getting gone on as well. 1 or 2 more right clicks. Nusham wants the kill, won't get it. Will he pay for this with his life? The tower hits are there. Survives on about 70. And no more mana left on this Venge, but BSJ runs in with the boots. Level 2 clap, the Earthshock. Finding himself another one, and BSJ involved in all 3 kills with his team in this bottom lane. Having a great start.
I really like this build coming out of him right now.
Yep.
Just going for the Earth Shock, just really stacking up the AoE, getting a ton of value out of this ability right now.
Also important to note, Quap has taken over this mid lane, found a regen rune 2 minutes in, which helped secure this mid lane. It was pretty even until Quap had that regen when they were trading hits as much as they were, and not being able to bottle Crow means CCNC had to walk all the way back to base. Now he's trading hits again, and instantly coming in, has 4 bottle charges, but taking a lot of harass.
Yeah, now Garter has his own bottle.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Ticking away, 1 health! I saw 1 health. Venge.
Oh, that's gonna hurt so badly.
Yeah.
PPD.
So close to getting a +2, and now he's gonna pay for this with his life. The Trinkle Boots on Clockwork giving him the chase he needs, and PPD just gonna spend his money before he goes down. That was brutal for him. A 1 HP enemy support, and then he knew who was going to die there. Didn't have boots. Wanted to just get the kill, then perhaps buy his boots. Instead, didn't get the money, didn't get the +2, and pays for it with his life.
So in a somewhat unexpected turn of events, you know, we were talking about how the laning phase was going so well for OpTic. I mean, Leviathan just kind of destroying this mid and safe lane, or their off lane.
Now Shrines are coming up. BSJ going to use the bottom one and go back to lane. We'll see if he can stay in this bottom lane. It's a pretty tough one now, and yeah, he's going to TP up top. Wants to help deal with Zai. Mid lane Sonic, where it takes down CCNC. Great rotation coming in. The Venge not even needed for that one.
Oh, he doesn't have any levels of overpower though. It's going to be a very hard kill.
Zai can't TP with this. No overpower makes this a lot trickier. Zai has 3 points in the untouchable. 1 more right click is going to be needed. Monkeys has wild axes in a couple of seconds. Zai is salving up here.
This is such a deep dive.
Yeah, and with the salve up and the heal, Zai is 2 healed up. CCNC is respawned and TP'd in as well. BSJ needs to be careful. Could be another slow, yeah, a couple of seconds. Misery's going to have it. The body blocks from Nushin, trying to keep his buddy alive. Instead, Nushin going to pay for this one. It looks like 1 or 2 more impetuses. They get the kill. CCNC picks it up, and the turnaround is there. You mentioned just too deep of a dive. It felt like Leviathan getting just a bit ahead of themselves after a strong laning stage.
Well, Zai is definitely going to be OpTic's saving grace here. He is the only one who's not only winning his lane, but he is, you know, single-handedly crushing the Beastmaster. 36 and 8 in terms of last hits.
Definitely not the matchup in lane that Leviathan wanted. They picked the Ursa to help deal with the Enchantress in lane. Instead, they get the Ench versus Beastmaster.
Oh, CCNC gets caught up by Nusham. Is there going to be enough to deal with him, though?
They've got Venge coming in. It should be a kill, and yeah, CCNC tries to fight his way out. Unsuccessful, couldn't get to the shrine. Will be a kill on the enemy mid laner, as Leviathans will be very happy with that one. They will lose a top tier 1 tower. You mentioned Zai dominating. Well, it's not just the kills, the farm, it's now a tower as well. Almost halfway to a 4-staff already, which will be very effective against this Clockwork. Mid lane, Garda just blinked in. Has the Venge to back him up here. Does have another Scream in a couple of seconds with the Arcane Runes. Very short cooldowns for Garda, but does not have Sonic Wave. CCNC just came back to life. The Blink Scream does not catch the Storm. Instead, he's going to find the Silencer. He went in blind. Garda showing some balls here in the mid lane, and the Arcane Curse will tempt him to just TP on home. The Observer Ward being planted now, but perhaps a bit late. Well, Nushin running in, finds PPD.
Oh, this is going to be a great kill because there's nothing they can do about it.
Gets the kill, walks away. The Leviathans are just running over them right now. Other than this top lane, you know, there's this Enchantress who's having a pretty damn good time, but everywhere else in the map is going incredibly well for Leviathans. I say that BSJ getting chased out of the jungle. I think he's fine with that as long as he doesn't die.
Great play from Nusham, gets out of that gank as well. Pycat tried to find the kill, but commits the Eclipse and doesn't find it either. Well, Nusham is doing great this game compared to his last game performance. Wasn't able to accomplish too much as an Enchantress, but very different story this time around.
This is definitely the redemption game. He is somewhat under-leveled, but not a criticism, more just pointing it out, because like you say, he has been incredibly effective in this early game rotations, but does need to start thinking about when and how is he getting his level 6. Bottom lane, Pycat invis up, but can't really do too much here. Does have 1 charges to get some Lucent Beams out, but without the ultimate, may be hard to defend this tower.
Oh, they want to go for Pycat instead.
Yeah, they've seen him now. Can they keep up with him? BSJ has phase boots in a couple of seconds. I think Pycat could be in some trouble here. They need a way to cancel his TP, and with the roar, they have got it.
Yeah, I think he's dead. There's no way he can go.
Yep. I think he tried to Lucent Beam the Hulk there.
Yeah.
That Hulk is a lot tankier than it used to be, and They'll get the kill. A bit of space created with how long it took to kill him in the end there, but still what they wanted.
Well, it looks like Leviathan doing a very good job at proving me wrong.
Yeah,
I was talking about
early
the Queen
game.
of Pain and wasn't going to be able to do too much. I mean, he's dominating the mid lane right now, and everyone else having a good time.
Bottom
Oh,
lane,
it's gonna be
Pike's
a
going to TP
big
back
engagement.
in. Yeah, there are a lot of heroes converging on this bottom lane here. They're going to lead things off with the stun on Misery. It is daytime. This is not when Misery really wants to fight. The Ursa going to follow this one up. Can't quite finish off Misery initially. To the side, it's Zai going down to the burst damage of the Quap, making sure they had the necessary burst to bring her down even with the heal on. CCNC is showing up, but can't really bring down the elusive Queen of Pain. Leviathan find themselves another kill here.
This Hawk is insane, by the way. It is so tanky. 350 life and 5 armor. It's actually so difficult to kill. I was just watching PBD right-clicking, and then it just wasn't doing damage.
Just so used to seeing these Hawks that, like, you know,
One
one
shot.
right-click, up, it's dead. We got the Hawk. And the easy, like, 60 gold or whatever, but no longer. It's a nice little change where you can just kind of send them in and, yeah, they found Pycat. He's got no escape here, has an Eclipse, but there's way too many creeps around. Monkeys may pay for this with his life. A couple more passes will get the first kill, and Nushim now in trouble as well. We brought down, so it's a 2-for-1 trade in OpTic's favor.
Definitely happy with that trade for OpTic. Unfortunately for Pycat, you know, not gonna be alive for those kills, but still 800 gold going their way, or 700.
Yep. This mid-dire ward between the tier 1 and tier 2 is giving so much vision and information. Sees Pycat TP in, head to the jungle. He actually had a smoke, and they're going to use it looking to pop this Eclipse. Don't believe that was spotted as he did get to the high ground. BSJ, at the Roche Pit, can't really Eclipse him with the Enrage possibility. That Sucker will throw out an ultimate, but that smoke will not find results.
I think that really hurts OpTic.
It's BSJ going for Roche. They're back in. Hookshot now in the mid lane. Going to go on Misery. Does fly on out of there, though. Not the initiation Nushim was hoping for. Another Arcane Rune on this Queen of Pain. I feel like every time I look, God is finding like a game-changing rune. That's his second Arcane Rune. He had the regen early on. And Roshan is the name of the game. Quap did TP bottom though, so this is potentially a Roche that could be exposed as yet. Enchantress going to TP mid. They want to fight this one. They've got Eclipse here. BSJ needs to be careful. Pops the ultimate very early on. It is now daytime though, and they are looking to chase down Pycat, who's going to throw out the ultimate now. Gets the Eclipse, doing a lot of damage here, but the burst coming out from BSJ is going to be just enough to get the kill before he dies. Next is Nushim. OpTic have brought in numbers, and without the Queen of Pain, this is a very difficult fight.
She's here now.
Yeah, she's showing
Does
up.
she have enough?
Oh, she has the Sonic Wave. Can she get these kills here? Maybe looking to clean up his guard, suggesting an ultimate could go flying. Needs to have the mana for the full combo, and has just enough for it. Could blink up and go for the kill, but very dangerous to do so with nighttime now hitting. Finds a haste through Garda. You got to stop this. Has a Scream Sonic Wave. Is going to go looking for Zai. Throws it out. Not quite enough damage. Ooh. No blink in. Ooh. Goes for it now. Shadow Strike not there. Gets silenced immediately, but with a haste ring should be okay. Garda has played a very, very bold Queen of Pain, and has paid off for a lot of this game. Couldn't quite secure that kill there, but hook shot. They found Zai now. Nushim's gone charging in, and yeah, with that full stop not complete. Oh, can he even? Should be able to get this kill.
Okay.
I think the scream was just out of range from Garda, which made it a little bit tricky to get. Nushim now getting brought down pretty low. As Misery wants to get this kill, does not have a void for a couple more seconds. They should be able to get one here, and with the fly-in from CCNC, they've gone bowling in. Global Silence use as well, but they're completely out of mana. Misery's dead, and CCNC needs to be careful. He's got range up to protect himself. Luckily for him, the Leviathan side has got little themselves. Summoning Hellbear Smashes is the Beastmaster now. Let's maybe go back for Roche now. Ursa will de-ward and perhaps set themselves up for this Roche. The Beastmaster helping tank it with the neutrals. There's the minus armor from the wave. Not the easiest Roche though. OpTic are coming back in, and blink in from BSJ wants PPD. The blink screen from Garda will help secure the kill here. Zai now being the next target here. Can they bring him down? They're going to roar him up. They need the overpower. They do not have the damage to bring down Zai. Roche is still like almost full health. Roche wants to get involved as well, and it's OpTic punishing the over-eagerness of Leviathans to take this Roche. They don't need this early Roche. They keep trying to force it, and OpTic keep on punishing them.
Another great fight from OpTic, just kind of fighting around in an arc and Garter, like you said, just playing a very brave Queen of Pain, finally gets punished for it, blinks in and gets silenced.
Feels like Leviathan's in some ways got this kind of early game lead, had a very strong lanes, but haven't quite known how to use it with their draft.
I definitely appreciate the attempt to go for Roshan, but I think once they stop you, you know, once or twice, you've got to slow down a bit. You know, go for tier 1, for example. There's still 3 of them.
Even go, I don't mind them going for a fight. They've got a blink on Ursa, they've got Beastmaster roll with a medallion, bench swap. If they've got Sonic Wave, they're very, very strong. They're much more equipped to fight than OpTic in a lot of ways, unless OpTic get off a really well-timed global silence. So, and I think Leviathan know they're strong in a fight. That's why they're trying to force this Roche. The problem is, they put themselves in this very vulnerable position every time they go into that Roche pit. BSJ stunned up by a centaur again, being thwarted here. Swapping onto PPD. They wanted to go in this silencer, take out that global silence, and Venge just. Whew.
Why are there 2 illusions?
That I am not sure.
What? Why are there 2 illusions? I'm so confused. Is that a bug? Oh, BSJ has to be careful here. He does have enrage though, it should be fine.
Yep. Won't get hit by that. Conqueror stun. And CCNC up top. Not really being able to farm all too much with all the fighting going on. This has been a very bloodthirsty game for both teams. BSJ proving very eager to just jump in, go for kills. He shows himself at Roche, but the second the hero comes to mess with him, he is trying to take a fight.
He's done a good job at catching up right now.
Yeah.
He's on par with the Queen of Pain now. They are searching for him right now. The Hawk sees everything, but they need the roar and some. Not going to be the case.
Leapt into the Beastmaster, but even with a roar there, I think would have been a difficult kill, like you say. The and then some was missing. BSJ at mid has maxed out the overpower now, thinking maybe go toe-to-toe a bit better with Zai's Enchantress. It's going to be tricky though with the 4-staff in play. Next in line is the Rod of Atos.
Game has definitely slowed down ever since the attempted Roshan.
Does that favor a certain team right now?
I think I would have to say it favors OpTic right now. It gives the Storm time to catch up, and I think once he has items, it's just going to be so difficult to keep him in place and slow down his farm. Oh, they're going for it right now, though.
He can ball TP. The question is, can Nusham hit the hook? Oh, close, but no cigar. That was the gamble, and that's exposed him in this mid lane a little bit. TP's coming in from the Ursa, trying to counterplay it here. BSJ says, well, can't get a kill top, let's try and get it mid. But no, going to cancel it. Didn't actually have mana to play around with. That was a very long TP as well. Monkeys has got the money to finish off a Solar Crest now if he wants to.
Well, both sides just playing very close to Roshan. OpTic not wanting to give up an easy Roshan, and Leviathan trying to take any opportunity possible to force it. This gives Garter a lot of space to farm.
Yeah, it feels like after he dominated the early game a bit, he hasn't had that farming time. He is top of the net worth by a small margin, but considering how much he tried to fight and didn't always find the kills, it could be better for him, and that's what he's trying to make happen now, this bottom lane. Left alone for a little bit, but smoke coming his way. Nightstalker Silencer, a lot of silences between the two of them, and one TP could spell disaster for this Queen of Pain. It's top lane though, they found CCNC. The push with the cogs, they'll get the kill now. Bottom lane, can they get this Queen of Pain? The silence is there. He's going to haste him, but it's not. Okay, there we go. He's going to try to haste himself out of here. They haven't got stuns in. Well, I feel like Garter has found every good rune this game.
That's true.
2 haste, 2 arcanes, and a regen at the minute 2 to win the mid lane. He's had his way with the rune luck. And he's probably going to find another rune here.
Let's see.
It is an arcane rune. There we go. And he's going to get it, you know? It's
one of those
he
games.
didn't bottle it though. I don't know if that was intentional.
I think they were just, but whatever, quickly trying to do it because or his team's at Roshan right now.
Yeah. Either way, the fact he still found another rune is just insane at this point.
All right. Leviathan gonna be smoked up.
And what can we find here? That Queen of Pain arcane rune still lingering a little bit longer. Oh, the hook shot gonna miss. Zai did have a 4-star. BHA just gonna go blinking in. Wants to maybe get PPD here. Looking for a swap is Slayer on the Vengeful Spirit here. Gonna just throw out a stun here. Slayer's gonna run into all kinds of trouble here. Swaps in Zai. There's Global Silence to follow up, and CCNC decimates him. Takes out 3 instantly. CCNC wants more. He's gonna tear apart this Beastmaster with 1 or 2 more right clicks, but he can't get it. The Solar Crest evasion helping out a little bit here. The Hellbear being summoned as well. Instead, they're gonna chase down BSJ on the Ursa. 4 for nothing. They dive way too deep there, tanking tower shots. Enchantress tanked half the damage being thrown out as well, and well, that was a disastrous team fight for Leviathan.
I think that was just them being a little too overeager. You know, they had the right idea. They wanted to make a play happen with that smoke, and the moment you miss a couple of abilities, you have to just, you know, have the discipline to just call it off. And, you know, take it slow again. Play around the Roshan pit. You're not in a position where you need to be so, like, rushed to that point. And, well, CCNC finds another one.
That was a freebie pick at the top lane for the low HP beast.
And, you know, once again, we're reaching that point where the game is pretty close. Leviathan do a very good job for the early parts of the game, but come mid-game, they fall apart, give up a couple kills here and there, and the lead this is where the lead begins to grow.
Seeing the, you know, the experience, the veteranship, especially with a captain like PPD, TI winner, leading the calls and helping make those big decisions. Feels like Leviathan's a lot of great individual plays helping them in the early and mid game, but they haven't quite got that cohesion as a team, or that clear voice directing them around, calling off ganks like you said, and being punished for it this game for sure. Zai now with a completed Rod of Atos back at base. A lot of farm on all OpTic cores. No longer the Enchantress leading the way. It's Storm who has taken over and has a completed Bloodstone.
And I think this is the part where once the global comes back up, you're in a very good position to maybe make a smoke play, wait for nighttime, and just find some pickoffs.
Alright, well, we'll see if they can start finding any of those kills. They've managed to stop that roach from happening. Mid lane ball in CCNC was looking for BSJ. Blink out did prevent any kind of a kill here as the Observer Ward saw it coming. Over in bottom lane it is rotations coming. Queen of Pain was TPing down here hoping for a roar, but Monkeys couldn't get there in time, and instead it's top lane Nusham found by the Storm. This should be an easy Bloodstone charge, and it will be.
That one really hurts.
Yep, bottom lane.
Oh, Zai?
Yep. Blinked in, swap, whoa!
Oh, I think they're still gonna get him.
Yeah. Should be...
Wait,
he's got Atos and Force and a heal. Yeah,
okay.
No chance in hell. He's got backup too. He's got everything he needs. PPD has 20 stolen in, by the way.
This is actually something that is important to address, is the fact that, you know, BSJ, he had so much involvement in the early game, and they were just trying to play around together for such a long time that he's just extremely underleveled and underfarmed now. He's only got Blink Dagger and Blightstone. Nothing else.
It's definitely a somewhat crippling position to be in, and he's being forced to fight more because OpTic are going to keep pushing towers. They're going to keep trying to take fights and pickoffs now, so he's avoiding it for the time being, but just farming some neutrals here and there. He can't really counter-push towers. Ursa's not really known for his split push ability, and all that wasted time trying to secure a Roshan has now led to a big deficit for the Ursa. We'll go looking for a pick at bottom lane. CCNC could get Raw there, but not the case. With the Solar Crest boosting up the Ursa's damage, that very likely would have been a kill. CCNC seems to know what is going on to this bottom lane now, though.
Oh, both sides scanning out each other.
One side slightly more accurate with their scan, but the Hawk flying on over, trying to find heroes as well.
No darkness on Misery, but it is still nighttime for one more minute.
And by the time that nighttime wears off, he will have that ultimate, so won't get a chance to use it to reduce vision during this night, but could do it during the day.
I like this pickup very much as well. CCNC going to go for the casual plate mail.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Against a Beastmaster Ursa seems like a decent idea.
Yeah, the Venge as well. It's just altogether a lot of armor reduction.
Very defensive, even with the BKB queued up. We'll see if he actually fully goes for that, but definitely suggesting they're not lacking damage necessarily. Surviving is the key thing, and You survive, you keep on farming. It really feels like OpTic are just like, we have the late game. This Ursa is not farming. He's not going to keep up, so what we're going to do is go late game. To get late game, all we have to do is stay alive.
Yeah,
so if you're Storm, you're thinking, I can get my damage items later if I need to.
Yeah, they definitely have the damage right now. I mean, Zai has Rod of Atos as well as Force Staff, and you do have, you know, the Luna Aura as well as an Eclipse, so more than enough damage.
Seeing what they can find now. Misery flying around does only find the night ending as Desolator has been completed on Ursa. Perhaps the big item Leviathans were waiting for. It does boost up his damage quite a lot as he will TP towards this mid lane now. It does look like Leviathans are thinking about another smoke. Have they got one? Yes, the Venge has one being held onto, but the Radiant Ward, they group up as 4 to smoke and then they drop a sentry. It's like, oh, this ain't gonna work. You mentioned like last time when they still tried to force a mid, sometimes you have to call it off. I think rightfully so they call off this smoke because that is not gonna work when your opponents just saw you grouping up.
Zai's gonna go for the Rod of Atos here, I think, and then set up the team maybe. But he does have Yules.
Yeah, making it a little bit harder. Seems like Zai is just trying to bait in the mid lane as well, and they're actually gonna smoke into Roche. The rocket flare maybe reveals it though, coming from the angle of Roshan.
But it is going down so quickly.
They've got this. Question is, can they get out? Because the team fight potential is there, but with it being daytime, OpTic, we're not in the neighborhood. Zai now initiated on as well. The Aegis is well, that hookshot was not going to miss until he died in 2 seconds. He died instantly.
Wow, and just like that.
Well, game on. They're going to get a tier 1 tower likely off of this. CCNC is skipping some creep waves here, but definitely a tier 1 going down, and a really clever little smoke coming out from Leviathans. That Deso pickup with the Solar Crest. Yeah, that plate mail is definitely going to see some value this game.
Is he going to get caught out?
Yeah, they're trying to punish. They were looking maybe for a Yule setup, but he balled all the way to the bottom lane. It's like there's nothing for them to TP to here. No more shrine by this bottom tier 1 tower, or where the bottom tier 1 tower once was.
Very nicely done. Doesn't have any mana left though. Oh,
Yeah,
he's gonna get double bounty.
regen.
No, he's fine. He's double bounty.
Double bounty, bloodstone charges, and hey, with the int changes, you're getting extra mana regen as well. It's getting not quite, but close to double mana regen from any bottle charges and whatnot.
It's actually such a nice change.
It's cool that there's more like changes like that, which are specific to different types of heroes, where they've just made the game kind of more interesting in a way, where you have to think more about your hero and his stats and whatnot, and whether you're an int, strength, agi hero.
Yeah, it definitely adds a little more uniqueness to every primary attribute. Mid lane, gonna zip in. Looks like a very free pick off here.
Yep. Then Delusion will attack Misery, but that's all that is. And that is charges for the Spirit Vessel, which is the upgraded urn. Misery
Spirit Vessel. That thing looks sick. Look at the effect.
Fits the Night Stalker. Very unholy presence to it. As BSJ is shrining up, looking to maybe go fight here. Very close to a basher, but not quite there. And he's spotted. There's a ward on him. Can they get the silencer followed up? You betcha. No chance to do anything here. Does have the Aegis here. Are they going to try and burst him down? They get the perfect timing on the Centaur stun. Zai with a godly bit of micro there to time that perfectly. Actually, Pycat, sorry. He's the one with the Helm of the Dominator. Apologies, Pycat.
Yeah, give him credit.
Exactly. Swap back in. They want CCNC. Doesn't quite bolt the low ground here, but he's just going to turn it
I don't think that's the player.
Yeah, they're not killing him. They're going to bring down the Venge instead. They've lost 2 now. The Raw coming out on Nightstalker with the Global Silence being used. Misery will stay alive. He's now using his Spirit Vessels.
Oh, that one's gotta hurt. They used so much and they still couldn't even find 1 kill.
What is he active? He's using the Soul Release. What is the Urn active called? I'm not sure on that one.
I think it's Soul Release too, right?
Okay. They both have Soul Release.
One's a greater Soul Release. BKB almost finished on Storm Spirit.
That'll be tough to deal with. Storm close to that level 20. Looking very, very potent here. And Pycat, closing on his level 3 ultimate, has, I believe, got a Manta. Yeah. Manta, 4 staff. So crazy that we're seeing so many of these carries, agi heroes, like, I'll buy a 4 staff. Doesn't matter that's an item. Gives me HP regen. 4 staff is just so good of an item that You'll buy 2, 3 of them. Buy them on carries, buy them on whoever.
Yeah, definitely. It's almost like a necessity when you're up against a clockwork.
Yeah.
And it's just such a value item against a hero like Beastmaster. You know, you get roared, you just double, triple force staff your team, and everything is good.
Aggressive ball in from the Storm Spirit there, but not going to follow it up. A lot of good Radiant Vision here. 3 wards on the dire side of the map. 1 in mid and 1 in either jungle here. They're using it to initiate here. Yeah, long zip. They go. The Beastmaster here. Can Nex bring him down? The Cogs push catches CCNC. He can't fall out. He's going to respawn very quickly here. And with the Eclipse, they are tearing apart Leviathans. They're going to have Storm Spirit back in about 10 seconds time, and BSJ does not have Enrage anymore. Misery gets stunned up once, but BSJ will get chased down. And Storm is going to be respawning for this high ground push. Chasing the Clockwork is Misery, but going to give up the chase and fall back, meet the creep wave. We'll see Storm TP as far as he can to meet up with his team. And the buyback's now being forced. That is concerning.
Well, let's see how much damage they can get on this.
Yeah. There's no Beastmaster roll for a little bit, but similarly, Pycat does not have the Eclipse. We'll have a Manta stall, and they may actually just be able to interact with the tier 3 down. Those glaives are going to start bouncing around, and Pycat should be able to shred through these buildings. And Soul Strip balls in, gets the pull. The Queen of Silence. There's a silence, the global use as well. There's no Yules. The Hex on the Corp not going to be able to do anything as well, and that is 4 heroes dead. Clock has a buyback, but they may just get 2 lanes of racks. They can go top, they can go mid. This looks fantastic for OpTic Gaming, and yeah, they're going to charge towards that top lane, expose tier 3 tower, and nothing Leviathans can do. Queen of Pain and Clock still dead. They may just have to buy back the Clock here. They get the root on the Venge. Ursa goes charging in, blinks onto the Enchantress, but Zai going to survive his way through that one. Hookshot in from Nushin. Can they bring him down? The 4 stuff not available for now. Zai still trapped inside by himself. Pycat needs to help his buddy out, and he'll do just that. Gets the follow-up kill. They've taken out 2 more. They lose Zai in the process to BSJ's Ursa, and they may not be able to get that second lane of racks, but what they have done is force another buyback and secured themselves a 13,000 plus gold lead here in game number 2, already with a 1-0 lead.
This is kind of reminiscent of last game. You know, it looks like they're in such a good spot, and then they make a small mistake, things go downhill, and then they make another great play. But this time around, it just happens so quickly. You get picked off due to the great vision from OpTic Gaming, and immediately you lose yourself a set of racks. I'm starting to wonder if they need to invest in a gem much earlier on with a hero like Beastmaster.
We'll see if there's any adjustments Leviathan can make, or if it's too late. They would definitely not call their lineup a comeback or play from behind one. It's Ursa, it's not Medusa, it's not Anti-Mage, it's, you know, Ursa Corp. These are heroes that want to snowball, have strong early to mid games.
Right.
We'll see where they can go. They did manage to chop through some of CCNC's Bloodstone charges, down to just 15 now. Still a hefty amount to fight with.
The big difference from this game, though, is that CCNC isn't actually, you know, the only carry this game. You actually have another hero in the Luna that can carry this game.
Yep.
And she's doing a very good job in farming right now. Almost has a butterfly.
Smoking up. This feels like a last-ditch effort in some ways.
Oh, and the global is back up right now too.
That's going to make this very difficult to fight around. God has to be very good with the initiation. Has a blink, Hex goes in. Who's he going to Hex? Gets the first target here. The hookshot to follow up. They bring down PPD, so no global silence to play around with. But 3 heroes trapped in a Cog. Nushim is Cog's going to work against him. CCNC goes in. BKBs, but gets roared monkeys. Timing it well, but they don't have any answer to the Eclipse. They've taken out 1. They're looking for a second. They'll get BSJ. And CCNC chasing, looking for the Venge. Going to turn 2 kills into 3 with a great Eclipse from Pycat. They turn around what was a very good Leviathan initiation. They took out the global silence, but the BKB Storm, the Luna Eclipse, they don't have an answer for everything right now.
Yeah, this Luna is the true carry to beat in this game.
It almost feels like they're worrying too much about like the Storm or early. I mean, early it was the Enchantress with good reason, but Luna has a butterfly coming on Courier and is pretty much at that point where she can't be stopped.
Yeah, and Zai picked up his scepter as well, so he's back in that position where he's just very threatening.
Yep. And that's where, I mean, maybe not the scariest scaling late game carry traditionally, but this is a carry that matches up very well against Ursa. You've got 4-staff, Atos. It's a good carry matchup for Enchantress versus an Ursa, where the Ursa feels very useless when you're versing a hero like Enchantress. Now can take Ancients. That's a nice level 20.
What does he take? Golem? Nice. Extra health.
Yep, why not?
Great for pushing. Oh man, and Misery has that Crimson Guard now and wants to go for the Aeon Disc.
I like it. I mean,
It's a lot of fun just to see all the new stuff.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of players, it's one of those items that's so hard to like wrap your head around, the Aeon Disc, that...
Yeah, when I first saw it, I was just immediately thinking to myself, this is going to be great on a hero like Silencer.
Okay.
Someone who just really needs to hit that one button, and that's your contribution. So if you had on a hero like Silencer, you can't get blown up like he did earlier, and have a chance to hit global silence anyways. Can they deny this? They got it. Oh, Quinn, he's just going in.
Yeah, he's not afraid. He's global silence on a 5. They've got only really the escape with the Yule Scepter, which they don't want to use yet. CCNC's trying to just bring down the Ursa to start things off. He's going to take out Monkeys.
Where's the 4 staffs?
4 staffs, keeping him alive for now. The Hex going to push him further away. Great play from OpTic to keep the Storm in fighting shape. To the further side, it's Misery with the ball in from CCNC. Storm getting another kill. They've taken out 3, forced 1 buyback. CCNC just trying to get the hell out of there. As BSJ gets instantly caught by an Atos, and he does not have Enrage. He's going to take a lot of damage here. Swap back just to keep him alive, and perhaps setting up a Roche here for OpTic Gaming.
Getting Roche out here will be so good for OpTic right now. CCNC, even without the Aegis, he's just so ballsy. Balls into five heroes, not really afraid.
Yep.
Thanks to the global silence, and you know, once he has this Aegis, doesn't even need the global silence anymore. It just goes in.
Getting that little soul release, healing him back. They healed like 1,000 health, it feels like.
It's a lot.
And he will be the recipient of the Aegis and instantly balls in on the Queen of Pain here. Has the Orca, will force out a Yule Scepter perhaps. No, it's going to be Hex waiting for the sound to wear off. Insgada, who will then blink away. And they will pop the darkness, knowing that nighttime is approaching. Why not? Give them even less vision than they're already playing with and force this top lane of Rax. They've got creeps heading in mid. They likely do not even need a creep wave with them at this top lane. Misery's just flying on over saying, hey, let's see who's here.
I just really want to see this Aeon Disc. Please show me Aeon Disc.
I think he's almost just needs the recipe, but it's a very expensive one. With tier 3 down, I don't even feel like they can defend this one. The bouncing glaive stopping any kind of initiation. Yeah, they are just going to have to defend bottom. BSJ's...
Oh, he's just so low.
Yeah.
They just kill him.
He's got incredibly low the glaives here, and then that's a dieback. He's got no respawn, and I think this is it. Don't think there's a way out for Leviathans. BSJ is going to GG out, and Leviathans have been eliminated from the ROG Masters North American LAN event. OpTic Gaming have secured themselves a 2-0 win and a spot in the finals against DC.
Honestly, that was still a pretty impressive showing in my